Welcome, pirates, to episode 1 of my journey through One Piece. My friend currently got me into it about 2 months ago, and I had just fallen in love with the show. It's been great. I did a 2-day marathon watching the first 100 episodes all at once. And the first big arc was Alabasta. This series will be based around. Every 100 episodes, I'll make a new deck based on one of the arcs during the show. And this will just be my journey through One Piece, and I hope you guys have fun with me on the way. Alright, let's start off with our leader's ability, Vivi. She can attack, which is pretty big in this game because your leader usually helps you a lot. You activate it on main once a turn. You can pay 2, rest of the number of Dawn you need, draw a card, and give one of your characters rush this turn. So something you just played is going to be able to attack, which touched a lot of people off guard. The first part of the deck is going to be the Straw Hats and anything actual Alabasta related, to try to keep it to the theme as much as possible. We start off with one of the most important cards in the deck, Nami. You'll see as we move along that she enables like a lot of your on attack abilities, being able to move a Dawn over. So she's very important in the deck. Like if you see her opening hand, you definitely probably want to keep that hand. The super spotted build duck troops are just funny, and I like having them in the deck. They're basically there for 2Ks. You can bounce them back to your hand after attack if you need to rush them out. But being able to pick up a 2K is really nice, and possible filler slot, but I like having them there. Really important to the deck is Ingram. On your main, you can give your leader minus 5,000 powder and tap him, and you can look at the top 5 and put an Alabasta type into your hand, which getting 1 or 2 of these on board will just keep counters in your hand or filter towards like removal that you need. Very important to the deck. Probably second important to keep your hand going. Even though you can draw with Vivi, you want to keep your hand up. Next, we're going to move on to some removal. Great rush for your 5 Dawn turn. Nico Robin. As long as she has 1 Dawn on her when she attacks, you can KO a creature with 3,000 power or less, which is super nice with other effects. But if you get it on your 5 drop turn, you're going to pay 3 to get her out, 2 to use Vivi's ability, and then you won't have the Dawn on her to actually get the benefit, which is why Nami comes in so good, is because you can put a rested Dawn onto one of your characters, which enables the on attack hit or trigger. The next big one is Chaka. Same thing, he's got to have a Dawn on him. He's in that 5 drop spot where you 3 then 2 to rush him. But if you can give a Dawn with Nami, you're now giving a character minus 3,000, and then if a character is at 0 power or less, you can KO him. So more control on board with Nico just gives you a different way to be able to, like with Nico, they just need to be 3,000 or less, so you hit them with Chaka, and then you can KO them with Nico if they're not at 0. Super good. Just a good attacker up next. We got Koza. Great 2K in hand if you don't want to play him out. Is also in that 5 drop spot where you 3 and then rush him. But you doesn't need a Dawn, which is really nice. On attack, you give one of your leaders minus 5,000 power this turn, and he gains 2,000 power, so you're now swinging with a 5 with rush. And Vivi's never done an attack, so you don't really care if her power's less for your turn. It's a great card to keep the theme. He's fun to play. The next big one is your 7 Dawn spot. You're going to get him out for 5, and then once again Vivi to give him rush. Nami, very important. You want to give him the 1 Dawn, and he on attack can KO a 4,000 power or less. So if you can use Chaka to bring them below that threshold, on your 7 Dawn drop, you're going to be rushing out, killing something, and then swinging 6,000 or 7,000 if Nami was able to put that extra Dawn on. Very good card. If you get 2 of these on board, you're controlling a lot of what they're going to be able to have on board. Still part of the Straw Hats. We got more of like what we're going to try to end the game with. A big one is this Monkey D. Luffy. It's a 6-drop, so it's not on the curve that you want. You probably want to go first with this deck. You hit 1 Nami and then 3-drop. You can set up like another Nami into Ingram, and then you're just looking good from there. But if you do happen to go second and you're on your even drop, this guy's great. On play, you can trash 2 cards from hand, return a character 4 costs or less to its owner's hand, and then it gains a double attack, which is super powerful. And then if you pay 2, draw a card, give them rush, they now have to deal with a double attack the same turn as it comes out. And you're looking at 7,000 with rush, which is pretty good. This is a new one I'm testing out. I seem to always die with this deck with like 5 to 8 cards in hand. So if you're on that odd dawn count, and if you on turn 9 or dawn 9 can rush this guy out when attacking, you can discard any number of cards from your hand, and he gains 1,000 power for each card. So at minimum, like when I was dying, I had 5 cards in hand. Imagine dropping him. You swing 9,000 and get rid of 5 cards in your hand. You got 14,000 on rush that they're probably not going to expect coming. I feel like the threshold could possibly be higher with him, but he's just in testing. We'll see how it works out. We're going to move to the events now. There's not too many in this deck, and I think I'm going to adjust them a little bit. But this one has always paid off every time I've played it. I want to add one more into it. Happiness Punch. It's a counter for 1. Gives one of your leaders or characters minus 2,000 power this turn, opponents. Then if my leader's active, which she always will be because she can't attack, give one of your opponent's leaders or characters another minus 1,000. So if someone's swinging like 5 or 6 at your lead, you can hit this, pull that first creature under so you don't even have to use any counters, and then you make the second creature that they're about to attack with even harder or a bigger investment with Dawn. And this has saved me so many times and just ruined a lot of people's turns. Dropping this on their first attack is really nice, and I think a third one would help this deck a lot. This one almost seems to never work, but I always, with this deck, seem to be a turn behind having the control I need to be on board. But you can grab it with Ingram, so it's really nice to possibly just keep in and see if I can get it to work. Because if you can have like 2 Pell on board, or like a Nico, or some of your removal, this I could see dropping 2 creatures minus 2,000 power. You could probably hit that, and it's probably good in the deck if you can get that turn, but I just haven't been able to get it to work yet. The other thing that's really nice is the trigger. If they do hit you, you can give 2 other creatures minus 2,000 power, which is where I've seen the biggest benefit. This is hit and then just ruin their turn because like their next 2 attacks are minus 2,000 power. You're going to be trying to buy a lot of time with this deck so you can set up those rush attacks. Like you're going to be behind probably on your 3rd Dawn because you're doing a lot of setup versus attacking. But moving on to the non-arc related cards that just make this deck work, we got Optima, probably pronounced it wrong, but it's a great 2k in your hand. On play gives minus 2,000 power to a creature, so it just fits what the deck wants to do. Doesn't fit the arc unfortunately, but really good card. It'll help you along the way. Another one that does the same thing is Marco. On my turn, on play, KO a 3,000 power or less. So enabling like Vertigo and Chaka, if you can minus them to a certain point, you're getting more on play KO effects. And then when he gets KO'd, you can trash an event from your hand, and then this card comes back from the trash rested. Which I only have 4 events, but if I take it up to 5, getting that extra happiness punch, this could save an important one, but I haven't came across it yet. It's still a really good card for the deck. It's pretty much a mainstay for that red minus cost. And then this just buys you time. If you can get it out on 7 or your 9 drop, you're bouncing a creature with them. And then if you do get it on the 9 dawn, you're able to rush them, 7,000 rush after taking probably a blocker away from him. This is really good. Didn't meet him until right after the arc though, but still, I like the character and it fits what the deck wants to do a lot in that spot. It's been a really fun deck to play so far. It's a lot of setup. If you want to play this deck, you want to look for that Nami. I've had whole games that are just kind of puts me behind a turn if I don't have a Nami, because I need all those Nico, Pell, Chaka, they want to have that 1 dawn on them. And usually on your curve, if you're on the even side, you're going to be a turn behind because you always want to be on the odd, and that's where all your big hits are going to be 1, 3, 5, and then 7. Like that's how the deck wants to run. I'm going to play this one in the future. There is a non-alabasta arc version I want to play that's supposed to be more meta here in OP7, which if I can get some wins with Vivi, that'd be a lot of fun. But she turns heads. Nobody expects the rush creature. And I think if this Shanks pays off, he's going to be great just to discard and be able to smash people. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I can get you a deck list, lay them all out for you. Probably put a picture in that at the end of this. But if you guys have fun with her and want to see more, try her on the sim. And I'll have some gameplay coming up for her. Let us know what you thought of the video, and have a great day, Pirates.